people that we tell our kids to run to and to get into a situation and they will help them. In my case, they didn't help my son. They murdered him in front of a 6-year-old. What can I tell my 6-year-old now about the police officer that's going to make him think they're good people? God knows I try to do that, but he's only 6. When he gets a little older, I don't know what's going to happen to him. They're going to have young boys at 12. I only have 3 more years with my son. That's how I look at it now.
Ain't no done deal. My son is dead. He ain't 18. He's 31 years old. He had tickets to go to Las Vegas. He had somewhere to go. He had somewhere to be. You killed my goddamn offspring. That's my child you killed. That's my grandkids I would never had. The fuck you think you do to me? For what reason? It's just so wrong. It's just so wrong. Oh God, it's just so wrong. It's just so wrong.
Okay, we're joined together on this.
It's just so wrong. He ain't no wrong.
He done nothing wrong. The cops accosted him, Officer Miguel Masso. The only reason for him to stop my son was because of the color of his skin. When we inquired about why he was stopped, he said he looked like he was doing something.
And according to family members and his friends, one of the things that he shared was, I just want to make my mom and dad proud. I want them to see me walk across the stage. And he didn't live as long to do that. I walked across the stage and received his diploma. And as a mother, and speaking with other women and other mothers, they're terrified. Because, not to toot my own horn, but I'm a good mother. I was very active in his life. I was there for every moment of his life. And his life was stolen from me for no reason, but because of the illness of the officer, which they give him a pass.
My son used to repeatedly, he would come in the house very sad or depressed because police stopped him, threw him up against the fence, checked him, maybe spoke all kind of derogatory towards him for no reason, and he couldn't understand why. What gives them the right, to do that. It's a conversation that I've always had with him, and I try to explain to him the reality of the situation, which is police are not your friend. They are not your friend. Anything that appears to be suspect, they'll accuse you, even if you're not doing anything that appears to be suspect,
Do you think white women have to tell their kids the same thing?
No, of course not. Not at all. What? Tell them the same thing about what? What would provoke a white family to tell their sons that? What? They don't see, the only time they see incidences like these even occurring is when it happens to black people. And when you have black people, black males in particular, who are perpetually displayed in the media in handcuffs or as having committed a crime or busted in a drug raid, white people feel like, good, the police are doing their job.
No more. We are here, the delegations of Mother, through our pain and through our grief. We are standing together to show the world the face of police brutality. What the families of police brutality victims look like. And if I had my way today, I would be holding my son's autopsy picture for you to see. When you see what we have to see, when we have to identify those babies on a slab that have been killed and shot 7 and 9 times, and in the back and in the head, it changes who you are.
Yes.
And let me tell you, nothing in this world can prepare you to bury a child. A child that you have taught to respect the system. A child that you entrusted the system to serve and to protect and to send him home safely. I am sick and tired of hearing that I feared for my life. When did you fear for your life? After the first shot, the second shot, the third shot, the fourth shot, the fifth shot, the sixth shot, the seventh shot? When did you stop fearing for your life? Just to take you back a step, I anonymously
received a recording from the police department that night where they're on their CBs, radios, whatever you want to call them, saying, oh, he's dead. I'm sorry, laughing. I missed the party. That's who we have out here serving and protecting us. Someone who says, my son is shot and killed, and I've missed the party.
You gonna pay?
I've missed the party. Then he goes to the Justice Department to determine whether or not his civil rights have been violated, to come back and tell me that his DNA was on the gun. Hell yeah, his DNA was on the gun. You had the gun to his head.
All of us mothers here, we are pleading, we are saying that there has to be change. There has to be a resolution. We want accountability. We want judges fired. We want defense attorneys fired. We want prosecutors fired. We want police officers fired. If they're not going to do their job that we pay them to do, we want them out of office.
Law enforcement across the United States is brutalizing and arresting and murdering white people, black people, yellow people, people irregardless of finance, people irregardless of social standing or education. There is a non-discrimination effort to terrorize people here in the United States by law enforcement. You can't claim to be a land of liberty and justice when mothers such as these have to hit the streets and march and